Do you ever feel so stressed that you feel like you almost can't function and like things that you usually do on a daily are becoming a little harder than usual and taking more time than they should? Well, you might be dealing with stress, and it's okay. Everybody deals with stress, but everybody deals with stress in different ways. April is Stress Awareness Month, so for Stress Awareness Month, we're going to be doing Mental Health Monday based on 10 different ways to reduce stress as a student athlete, as a staff, or just as a regular person functioning in general. There's so many things happening in the world that you're trying to balance at what time. Maybe it's classes, practice, matches, jobs, post-graduation jobs, things happening in the future. Maybe you have big projects coming up, and there are different things that are going to be consistently stressing you out on a daily basis. But it's all about the way that you are able to become flexible within your daily routines to be able to function with so many different things on your plate at one time. For today's video, we're going to be going through 10 different ways that you can help to reduce stress. Don't let scores discourage you or make you feel like that's something that is holding you back from succeeding. Not just your scores in being a student athlete, but scores in classes, even standardized testing. A lot of people aren't good test takers. Things like standardized tests are based off of numbers. Numbers can be very restrictive in ways that you look at numbers a lot and you always want to strive to be a specific number, but it's okay to not be a specific number. I can speak for tennis in general. A lot of people base their performance in tennis on their UTR. A UTR is a universal tennis ranking, and a lot of people look for that to like base off of how good they play or how much experience they have as a player. But a lot of matches, win and losses, the score does not reflect like the work that you put in. And it's the same thing with classes. Even if you make a bad grade on a test, it doesn't mean that you don't understand the material specifically, but sometimes it is that, hey, I just don't understand the material that we went over in the test. I might have just failed it. But sometimes you really do understand the material in the test, but the way that the questions are being asked is not in a way that, the way that you're answering might not be compatible with the way that the question's being asked. Or that a question could have had two answers and somebody might have not been able to accommodate you to be able to give you that credit for still having a good, valid answer. It might not have been exactly what they were expecting. Number 2 is take care of yourself and make time for yourself. Maybe you're a bookworm, maybe you love to read books, maybe you like to journal, maybe you love watching new TV shows. It's different small things that you can do within your life. It doesn't have to be anything that anybody else is doing. If you have something that you like doing, it's all about what you like doing. It's not about trying to please other people and do what you see other people doing. If that's not something that's making you happy, then you shouldn't be trying to please a crowd rather than please yourself. You have to think of things that will take your mind off of that and almost take your mind off of it, but it'll also bring you to a place of like peace. It might be temporary peace, but at least you're getting that time for your mind to like literally go blank maybe and just reset and feel like it has time to rest for a second with everything that's going along with your brain. The next thing is planning out your days and time blocking. So this is something that I found has helped me when I feel like I'm stressed and I'm overwhelmed, is making schedules for my day and writing out exactly what I'm doing at the time that I'm doing. So I can go time by time. And if you like Google Calendar, there are different things like Google Calendar, Notion. There are a lot of different apps out there that will keep you organized. Even if you just want to use your regular phone's calendar, you can time block things that you have. If you have appointments that you need to keep up with, it's a lot of different things and different ways that you can keep up with your day. Keep up with the things that you know you need to do so that it keeps you on task to have daily reminders. And even within that, it doesn't have to be a daily reminder. It could be a 30-minute before, 40-minute before, even a 5 to 10 minute before, but it's still helping you to stay on task of the things that you know that you need to complete within a certain deadline. The 4th way to reduce stress is to nourish your body and your mind. If you're not getting enough sleep at night, then it's hard to manage the stress that you have and also trying to go about your day, because there also might be new things of stress that are going to be adding to your day. But if you're already tired, you're already fatigued, you might not have as much energy as you usually do, and you're not going to feel like you're putting your best foot forward for yourself. If you're not giving yourself and your mind that time to like rest and reset, especially when you have a lot going on, rest is that time where your mind can literally shut off for a little bit. And also nourishing your body by eating meals that are balanced, healthy. Obviously, sometimes we're not able to have 100% of a healthy meal every single day. But when we have the opportunities to, of course, we want to nourish our bodies with things that are filled with like nutrients, vitamins, and like good things that we're putting in our body, because we want to nourish our body just like we want our mind to function. We want our body to function in the same way. 5 is to socialize with teammates and friends, especially when you're in season with the sport. You're with your teammates a lot. You might be going to dinner, breakfast, or lunch. You guys might be meeting up because you guys might have class together. You might live with the teammate. So a lot of time is being spent with the teammate, but it's about dedicating time specifically to do things that you might not usually do. Hey, let's have a movie night. It might be something that's not something that you usually do with the specific group of people that you are hanging out with. And this might be something that can also help you to strengthen relationships that you have with people, but also kind of have something that'll take your mind off of the daily things that are happening. Same thing with friends. You might meet up with friends for lunch. You guys might study together. All these different ways that you guys are spending time together will be some things that are literally getting you through your days. And to get through the days, sometimes it takes leaning on other people. And it's okay to lean on other people. Nothing's wrong with that, because we're ultimately here to help each other get through life. Number 6 is write down how you're feeling and talk to somebody that you feel like is somebody that's safe to be able to say exactly how you feel and let your emotions out. Me personally, I feel like sometimes when I feel like I have a lot of emotions, I feel like I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm anxious. Sometimes I feel like I just get out my journal, I start writing exactly how I'm feeling, I write it. And as I'm writing it, it feels like it's kind of like releasing from my body. Like when I'm like overly stressed, I feel like it's too much for me to function sometimes. So I feel like journaling is something that will instantly get me like out of that emotion like quicker than anything else, because sometimes I feel like it's too many things going on for me to be able to like vocally express everything that's like happening. So I feel like when I'm writing, I'll be able to like go through, and I'm like, as I'm thinking of something else, I'm like, that too, and I'll be able to write that point out and continue writing. And some people like to journal, throw it away, and that's the easy way. Once it's disposed out, you'll think of it's out of your mind. So once I've wrapped that up, balled my paper up, thrown it away, it's in the trash can. It's not in my mind anymore. I'm done writing with it. I'm done with any association with it. And I put that in the past. So when I throw it away, it's just like putting something behind me. That's no longer something that I'm currently thinking of, that I'm gonna keep bouncing off ideas of what if I and what if. There are a lot of what ifs in the world, but if we continue doing the what ifs, we'll never be able to move past the what ifs. Another thing, talking with somebody that you feel like is comfortable. This could be a friend, it could be a coworker, it could be a teammate, it could be a coach, it could be a staff member, maybe your athletic trainer. It really just depends on the relationships that you have with the different people that are around you. Maybe even a professor or your major advisor, your counselor. A lot of different people. It doesn't have to always be somebody that's working in counseling or like psychology, psychiatry. For somebody you just have a general conversation. Now, if there is a point where you feel like you need a little bit more support, it's always okay to lean on those resources of counseling and things like that, because there are always people that are there that want to listen to you, that want to help you. But sometimes you just feel like you're at a space where you really just need somebody that are ears that are going to be listening to you. So if you feel like you have that person that you know is going to be somebody that's going to listen to you, that won't judge you, you can always ask them if they have like a few minutes to just talk. If that sounds like something that you might be interested in doing, I want to challenge you guys to reach out to somebody that you feel like you can talk to and just have a genuine conversation about things that are going on in your day-to-day life. The next thing to reduce stress is visualize yourself succeeding. Sometimes when things are getting overwhelming and overbearing, it can feel like you're being trapped in one space and that you're literally not able to move from exactly where you are. Even though you're in that space, you can always think of the future. The future can sometimes be scary, but think of the good things that the future has and that you want to do. Like the big house that you want to have, the money that you want to have, the car that you want to have, like the vacations that you want to go on, all these things that you can think of and see yourself doing. Maybe you can write them down and you can compare where you are right now to where you want to be in the future. And with these comparisons, you'll be able to literally think of success. And that can be motivation for you every day. When you're waking up, you're thinking of, why do I get up every day? Thinking of why you get up every day, that can be your motivation of going on for another day, to conquer another day, to see what today holds that can lead you to one step closer to your future. Number 8 to reducing stress is holding yourself accountable. There can be a lot of things going on, but you also have to factor in the things that you're doing to either benefit you or things that you're doing that might be hurting you. If you're not on top of the things that you know you need to be doing, then stress is going to come, and it might come a little bit faster than if you were on top of the things that you know you needed to get done, especially when you have certain deadlines that you have to meet, and extensions might not be possible for things that you're trying to complete. So you know that you have to hold yourself accountable. You know the deadlines that you have to have. So you have to set your schedule. You have to be strict on that schedule. You can't be overtime and off task on the things that you know that you need to complete, because sometimes it comes down to, do I want to hang out with my friends or do I need to finish this assignment? Now, it might be one that sounds better than the other one. You're like, oh, I can just turn it in late. But knowing the situation of when you can do that and when you can't. Because there's not always going to be a professor that's going to accept late work. So you might be thinking that, oh, I can just turn this in late. But kind of didn't read the professor's policy, and the professor says no late work, and now you already hung out with your friends and you didn't realize that until you turned the assignment, and the professor wrote back and said, sorry, I don't accept late assignments. And now you feel like you're in a really stressful situation. It's always about when you're in a situation that you can change what happens. You have to be that person that's taking charge of the things that are happening for yourself. You have to want better for yourself for that to happen. If I don't want better for myself, then better things aren't going to happen. I'm not going to look for better things to happen. But I have to stay on top of the things that I know I can control, because some things I can't control. But the things I can control, I have to stay on top of. Number 9 are breathing exercises. There are a lot of different breathing exercises. One that I can say that I've used personally and that has helped me is the 4-4-4 method. So it's about breathing in for 4 seconds, holding it for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds, holding it for 4 seconds. And there are different versions of it, different number quantities within different techniques. I know there's like a 4-7-8 technique. Kind of the same thing where you're breathing in for 4, holding for 7, breathing out for 8. It's a lot of different ways that you can do with different breathing techniques. Meditation could be something that you think of. Sometimes you just need silence. Sometimes you just need silence and you need that space to literally just reset mind instantly for you to find that things will be okay, but you kind of just have to calm down in that current moment to be able to get there. The last way to reduce stress is advocate for yourself. Sometimes you're in situations where you feel like you are a bit afraid to speak up for yourself in the situation because you might feel like there's a consequence, but you always have to put yourself first. Putting yourself first is something that is always going to benefit you, because you can always put yourself first, but you have to think about the other people. Are they putting you first, or are they putting themselves first? Because if you're putting them first and they're putting themselves first, then you're ending up in the back end. And a lot of things won't be happening because you're looking out for other people, but they're not looking out for you. You have to think about your mental and always think about how something's going to affect you. You might not know exactly how something's going to affect you now, but the things that you can predict that will possibly affect you, you have to think about how those things are going to affect me. I talked to a professor today, and I know there's certain things that I know I need to talk to them about, or even if I need to talk to a professor but I don't really feel comfortable, maybe we can start off with talking to maybe an advisor, maybe another professor that you're really comfortable with, that you want to talk to them about how you can advocate for yourself. How do I stand up for myself? Because standing up for yourself is something that is extremely hard. I find it easier to stand up for others than standing up for myself, and that's a learning journey for me. But you have to stand up for yourself in the situations where sometimes nobody else is with you and it's literally just you, and you have to stand up for yourself. So I want to encourage everybody to take time for themselves. No matter what it is, it might be 5 minutes today, but it's always about the small things. Small things will be able to increment into bigger pieces over time. Maybe it's 5 minutes this week that you have to be able to dedicate time for yourself in some capacity. And within that, as you're able to get control of things a little bit more, I know this might be a crazy part of everybody's semester as things are kind of wrapping up towards the end of the year. I know graduates, class of 2025, we're almost out of there, but this might be a stressful time thinking about graduating, post-grad jobs, grad school. It's a lot of different things happening at one time. So I know stress is among all of us, but it's about the way that you're able to manage your stress and also be able to get through the things that you might be handling right now, as well as still managing your day-to-day life. We're all trying to make it through. We're all trying to make it through, and it's just about finding different ways to get through things. Hope you guys enjoyed this Mental Health Monday. It's Layla, and see you guys next month.